In this episode of Shadow of War, we meet ZOG for the first time. We face a massive Balrog, and we also face a horrible Hoglick. I find my original nemesis, Bagga the Obsessed, and we begin to raise a force against him. Oh, he's really chasing me. My god, he really hates me. If you like Shadow of War videos, then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. I have arrived in Gorgoroth because I've been hearing murmurs that there's an evil necromancer at work here. I head over to the public lava baths, where I find this goth staring down into the pits.
Gorgoroth, we call you to the
Hang on, I gotta take a picture of this guy.
Rise and join our glory. Rise.
This gothy guy has been getting many noise complaints by the neighbors in the local area, so I've been sent out to investigate exactly what's going on. I start by taking out a few of his hooded friends that have been caught loitering in the area. And then I jump on in to face the ringleader myself. He meets me on the battlefield and I can smell the hot Cheetos and Monster from his breath.
What an honor to meet the most famous dead man in Mordor. You really shook the world with that ring forging trick of yours. After that, Gorgoroth only needed a little coaxing. Now, it rises to the surface, and it comes for you.
Apparently he's been leading some sort of satanic ritual. He means to unleash this fiery demon upon the world. Naturally, I'm not about that, so I try to put an end to his ritual.
Don't be sad. It doesn't end here. I will wake all the dead of Mordor before we're done. All the lives you ended. And once they're risen, who do you think they'll come for? Oh yes, we'll meet again. Swallowed by the
Oh good, maybe he can bring back the original Bagga the Alchemist.
We'll not give it the chance.
I dive headfirst into the pit like an absolute hero. The hoodie loiterer orcs start to chant at the lava. Bringing forth a very scary looking Balrog demon. And all jokes aside, these next cinematics are actually very badass. While I was recording this scene had me thinking, did the Balrog even appear in the Rings of Power series? So I went and I googled it, and yes, the Balrog did appear, but I completely forgot about that. That's just how underwhelming this show is. Everywhere the Balrog goes, he brings death and fire, which naturally goes against everything this forest spirit stands for. She plays her trump card, which is creating a Graug out of leaves. And this really pisses off the Balrog for some reason, leading him to create one of the most badass looking cinematics in the game. God, just look at how cool this is. The Balrog Superman punches the leaf Graug. Talion just kind of stands and watches.
You must fire into its back.
He should be useless here, but no, thankfully the Balrog has a massive weakness. It's got a gaping hole in its back. And every time we shoot that hole, he aura farms by flapping his wings about.
Oh shit!
I have to just take a moment here to acknowledge how good the in-game camera is. Look at this very serious moment, and Talion is just here taking a selfie.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
What I like about this is that the Balrog gets his noggin absolutely wrong by the leaf Graug, so he tries to run away. I jump on this walking bush and we chase after him. We punch him a few times, I jump off and shoot him in the chest, and he runs away again. What is this? I thought you were supposed to be a demon of the deep. What are you doing, Balrog? Although whenever we climb up, he grabs the leaf Graug by his face, and he does a mountain on him. And then, wouldn't you guess it, he runs away again. I thought that fire was supposed to be super effective against grass, but I guess it doesn't carry over to the Lord of the Rings universe. After that epic fight by two basically gods, I need to cool down a little bit, so I decided to do a vendetta mission.
So, you tracked me down. I suppose I should reward you for your efforts by killing you.
I don't find this orc particularly interesting, but I did this mission to see if I was actually going to get vendettas that I could recruit. But then he proves me wrong by doing the patented catch the arrow. Although from his face it doesn't seem like he was very confident he was going to catch it.
You have to try harder than that to kill me.
Well, no, as I pretty much dominated him instantly. And there we go, I've done my first vendetta and we got the sawbones. Don't really care about this guy, but he did catch the arrow, so he's kind of cool. And I also got the achievement / trophy, so yay! After I respawn, I spot one of those tribal invasion missions, so I decided to go and check out who it's gonna be.
Men have one place in Mordor. Shallow graves.
And yeah, kind of boring. I think I'm just gonna have to get rid of this guy pretty quickly. I weaken him down, I grab him, and I go to throw him off this very, very small ledge, but the ledge is too small. That is a channel first. I then lure him over to a much bigger ledge before smashing into a fireplace, lighting him ablaze, grabbing him, and then chucking him off the ledge, hopefully into the lava. Goodbye, the loyal. You were very, very boring. So in my last few videos, you might have noticed that there has been a certain orc who's been missing, and that is Bagga the Obsessed. I thought that he disappeared. I looked in a few places for him. I straight up couldn't find him. I went back to Minas Morgul. He wasn't there. He wasn't in Gorgoroth. But it turns out that he is actually in Curfungal. And not only is he in Curfungal, he is the overlord of the fortress. I don't remember this happening. Did this happen in a video? I don't think it did. I'm gonna say that he has done this while I've not been paying attention. While I've been messing around in Gorgoroth, he has been infiltrating and taking over the fortress right under my nose. I need to remove him from power, and I can think of no better orc to help me than the Gab. The Gab even shares the exact same helmet as Bagga the Obsessed, and he's a bit of a bloody character, so I think he'd be perfect. I head to a nearby supply raid that apparently he's taking part in to go and have a look at him.
We protect these supplies with our lives. You hear me, boys?
The guards are just an ordinary meal. I want those supplies. They're a treat for dessert.
He is being raided by the Panderer, which is actually another orc that I also like. I believe that the Panderer was a slave orc that I turned into a captain. I gave him a promotion. I am the Mr. Beast of Middle-earth.
Oh, it's true. You can come back from the dead. Now, well, I don't mind killing you again.
That was actually quite a basic bit of dialogue for the Gab. Usually he's a lot more charismatic. But I'm using the distractions of me shooting all the barrels and shooting all of the bait to dominate the Panderer. And he joins my side immediately without any hesitation. I instruct him to stick around so that he can help me recruit the Gab. But while I'm doing this, another captain wanders in.
I'm gonna enjoy killing you so much.
Ah yes, the Carver who has become the Beast Slayer. And he's put on a fancy new hat. You have to say that you always love it whenever an orc does this and has a very physical appearance change. But I'm sorry, Carver. This is not going to save your life. But while I'm focusing on him, the Gab tackles me and punches me in the back of the head. An illegal move in the UFC. I am very surprised that that did not down me. I roll away and summon in my Grog and my bodyguards. But while I'm doing this, a random grunt throws an axe into my back. I'm able to parry the death blow and get back on my feet. I fire arrows into the Beast Slayer until he's broken, but this only enrages him. I try to focus back on the Gab, but the Beast Slayer is going absolutely mental. Lad, calm down. Calm down. Oh, he's really chasing me. My god, he really hates me. Oh my word. I like your hat. Please don't be too mad. Thankfully, the Grog distracts him. I'm able to freeze them both up, and then I can recruit the Gab in peace.
Your will is my command!
The Gab then does my bidding and dispatches the Beast Slayer swiftly. And I've just realized we've got a bit of a theme going on here with my team. We've got the Gab and we've got the Panderer. I think we're going to have to recruit other orcs that also have names to do with ways of speaking. But I also want to level up the Gab right now. He is going to lead the team. And I don't want to just buy the levels. I want him to fight for the levels. And what's really going to make him strong is the fact that the orc that I have just instructed him to take out is none other than his blood brother. This next bit of dialogue is actually something that I have never heard before.
I don't like the idea of killing you, but I like dying even less.
You don't see other orcs being betrayed by their blood brothers? No! I had to be the one to get a blood brother who was a two-faced piece of schrock!
I am shocked that they are actually fighting. For some reason, I thought that they were just going to turn around and say no, and they were going to turn on me. That's why I'm keeping my distance right now. But clearly the Gab is very committed to Talion. He is definitely the right orc to lead my team against Bagga the Obsessed. And look at that, we even got a trophy for it as the Gab takes out his beloved blood brother, or apparently not very beloved because, I mean, his name was the Fool and he really was a fool in the end to trust the Gab. While this happened, the Panzer was taken hostage by the slave. So I instruct the Gab to go and save him. But as I'm leaving the pit fight arena, I am ambushed by another captain.
I like it! Followers are versatile, aren't they? The ones you have are good warriors, and the one we've captured is good sport.
Thankfully, Ronk is half my level, so it really doesn't take long to put him down.
You think you've done any damage? You've done nothing, Turk! Nothing!
Even with his death-defying, which by the way is the most annoying trait I think an orc can have. No chance is also annoying, but I think no chance is a good part of the game. Death-defying was actually the original reason why I used to hate all of the Hoglicks. After destroying the Strangler, I head over to go and check up on the Panderer, and it seems like he has, weirdly enough, I think he's lost his hat. I think, yeah.
Always thought I'd be tortured to death for days and days. Not snuffed out quick by a dungheel like you.
You're about to see your own captain beg for death. Unless you want to be screaming alongside him. Maybe beg me to join my crew. You! Club! Where's our invite in?
Yes, this is in fact serious. While being captured, it seems like the Panderer has lost his hood. He's lost his hat. The only explanation here is that I think the Crusher wanted to see the Panderer's pretty face. He is a bit of a sicko, it seems. Also, another interesting fact from the game is that it said that Prak the Slave captured the Panderer, but now we've got the Crusher. So clearly one captain captured him, and then another captain was sent to deal with him, which is kind of interesting. If you think that's as interesting as I do, then subscribe. I was going to sit back in this bush and let them fight, but this Caragor sniffed me out. So I decided to do the usual of just shoot every single barrel, but I don't really get involved after that. I decide to free every single slave that's tied to a post.
Free! I'll help you dissect this lot.
I work my way along until I get to the Panderer, and as you can see, the fight is relatively close. But the tables really turn on the Crusher. As soon as the Panderer is released, he summons in 3 Caragors. Also, weirdly enough, all of the slaves that I freed are just kind of standing around, not doing anything. The Gab then finishes the job, destroying the Crusher. And weirdly enough, after all of this, the Gab does not go up in level, but the Panderer goes up by 9 levels. Why? He didn't do anything. The Gab, hungry to become more powerful, chooses his next target, the Iron Arm. Before I leave, I try to coax these slaves that I freed into attacking Talion, but they just won't. A random captain shows up and charges at me. I'm able to avoid the attack though by hitting a slave with an execution. Thank you, lad. You saved me from getting bashed by a shield. The Gab takes this attack on his master personally and engages this orc in combat. I hurtle my body into the nearest fireplace, exploding and lighting everything ablaze. I stab his gut while he's on the ground, and then the Gab finishes him off over in the bushes. Consumed by bloodlust, he then runs off into the cave system to go and find his target. I follow him there where he's raiding the Iron Arm.
These supplies are bound for the west, for Gondor eventually. We need to make sure they get there intact.
I want those goods. I want them now. Aye! Mark my words. You will breathe your last breath today.
But the Gab is ambushed by the Caragor thief, and what I love about him is that he actually comes with 3 Caragors. And because it's now a 2v1, I decide to intervene and help out my beautiful Gab orc. The Iron Arm becomes enraged by his rival. Is that me, or is that the Gab he's talking about? I shoot all the barrels and I jump on down into the chaos. I decide to focus on the Caragor thief while the Gab takes on the Iron Arm, who is very, very angry. But the Iron Arm starts to channel some of his rage towards me. He then spits some fairly basic dialogue at me.
So you're back for more, eh? Not that I mind.
The Caragor thief then very smartly tries to retreat.
I'll have you next time. I'll have my revenge.
He deflects an arrow straight off his toes. And then right as an enraged Iron Arm is about to put me out, the Gab steps in and helps me. He puts him down while the Panderer tries to take out the fleeing Caragor thief. And then something very funny happens. As the mission ends, I run towards the Caragor thief. I crouch down and I hit him with a stealth attack. And as I'm executing him, he is saved by 2 Caragors. Either that's Stockholm Syndrome setting in, or this is the Dr. Doolittle of Middle-earth. Because these Caragors really seem to love him. But as I get back up, there's no Caragor saving him this time, although one of them does try. This guy steals the Caragors, but he also loves the Caragors. But I don't, as I put down this Caragor straight after. The Gab then finishes off the last remaining orc with a big burp. After this mission, I then go looking for some potential slave orcs to become captains. I wouldn't mind the Gab having a slave team. And as I'm looking up at the lads working hard, I am hit by a random grunt who in fact is not a slave. I have no chances left, so he claims the promotion for himself.
Your scalp's gonna be worth the promotion.
A promotion? He's so excited. And he's become the bladesmith. Kinda boring. I think I'm gonna send my lad the Gab after you right now. In fact, yes I am. And he immediately tracks him down.
Guard these supplies as if your lives depended on it. Because they do.
There's just 2 massive gems there.
Lots of pretty things in there. Let's get them. Hold up! Your time is up, Glob!
Oh, okay, the Gab has been ambushed again. That's the 2nd time. I don't think the other orcs like the Gab very much. Maybe he's just too much of a loudmouth because oh my god, has he been ambushed by 2 orcs? They hate him.
Enjoyed dying so much you want to do it again, eh? Come on, lads! Let's have him!
I jump on down into the fight because he needs a bit of help here. There are 3 captains, all trying to get him, so I summon in my Graug, and of course I summon in the Panderer. I power up my explosive attack, focusing mainly on the Surgeon. I hit him with an execution, I hit him with a freeze and a multiple attack. I shoot him in the head and then hurl myself into the fireplace, but as I'm doing that, he succumbs to the poison, leading to a pretty badass kill cam. I then hunt down and finish off the backbiter. All that's left now is for the 3 of us to finish off the bladesmith. And once he's weak enough, I tackle him before the Gab gets a chance because I can spot a very beautiful small ledge. Actually, never mind, it's not a small ledge. It is in fact a cliff edge. Goodbye, bladesmith. Fly, fly. Maybe the other grunts will think twice before they take me out when I'm clearly just trying to admire the slave orcs. And speaking of that, I think it's about time we made a new slave captain. We need more orcs for the Gab's army. I send the lad away, and then I turn around only to see a plethora of them. There is also what looks to be a sort of dreamer or fanatical Olog slowly climbing down, but he's not even going to get a chance to introduce himself. Although the promotion is interrupted by an archer who I immediately take out. With those two lads taken out, the slave is able to finally finish me off and get a brand new promotion.
You thought you could take me down? The mighty Rotok? Ha, pathetic.
The attack rises, and in keeping with my new theme, he becomes the whiner. Which, the coincidence here is actually amazing. This name is perfect because I'm building a team of orcs whose names revolve around ways of speaking, and being a whiner is the perfect addition. I quickly track him down so that he can take his place alongside the Gab and the Panderer. But while I'm heading over there, I'm actually ambushed by the orc who captured the Panderer earlier in the video.
If I didn't know better, I'd say I just killed you. But you all look the same to me.
In my mind, this is him directly signing up to be a part of my slave orc team. But when I try to take him down, he completely ignores my explosive attack. I am able to counter the move, but this show of strength has not gone unnoticed. I continue to give him the pleasure of joining my forces by first weakening him down. The explosive attack then works the second time round, and I'm able to dominate this broken orc. He joins my side, but I'm gonna only have him as a bit of a placeholder orc, as a bit of a backup. Because even though he's a slave, he doesn't really fit my theme. I then continue to hunt down the whiner, and I discover that he's hanging out with a filthy Hoglick. What would possess him to do such a thing? I run on into the tent to try and hit a stealth attack, but I fail miserably.
Look at that face. That's the face of a killer. Who's going to kill you?
I'll be honest, having that announcer orc does redeem Hoglick a little bit there. Because it's a 2v1, I create some distance and summon in my bodyguard, the Panderer.
Oh, may I serve you?
No! I know you! You're the one I killed before! You ain't no bother at all!
Okay, that's great, he's living up to his name. He will be a great addition to my team. But as I'm hitting the whiner, he teleports, and as I lunge towards him, I am hit in the back by a Hoglick. Because of course I'm hit in the back by a Hoglick. How else would he attack me? I repay him in kind by firing an arrow between his eyes. I freeze everyone up. And then as I'm stuck in the animation hitting the whiner on the floor, Hoglick strikes me again. I have no chances left, so the manhunter gets the kill.
Dead Ranger, eh? God, yes.
What a goddamn coward. It appears that we haven't made much progress in this video. All that we've achieved is that I've got nemesis now in abundance. We've been introduced to the legendary villain ZOG. Bagga the Obsessed has been found and he's in charge of an entire fortress. And now we have Hoglick the Manhunter, fighting dirty. What do you guys think I should do in order to get revenge on Hoglick the Manhunter? And also, how do you think we should take the fortress from Bagga the Obsessed? Let me know in the comments, guys, and thank you very much for watching this video.